Hey, Bobby Manning here. Welcome to the Garden Report. Josue Pavon by my side.
Let's go, Bobby. Best of five now.
It's a Jaylen Brown episode. We always get so much crap. We never talk about Brown. And I agree.
It's true.
So we got to do it here. When John's out of the picture, we got to show Brown his love. And he was
Yeah, when you drop 22 points in the first quarter, you got to talk about it, right? Okay.
25 in the first half, 9 of 10 shooting to start this game. 17 actually in that first quarter was the most points in a playoff
That's right,
game, in a
17,
playoff
yeah.
quarter for Jaylen Brown, who's had some big playoff games in his career going back to 2018. And you look at what he did here, got right to that mid-range shot right away, got aggressively downhill to the rim, which the Celtics needed. 48% from two-point range in this game, whether it was at the basket or from mid-range. They took those shots early that the Bucks gave them. Then he expanded it out to 3 with some excellent ball movement. He finishes with 30 points, 6 assists, 11 of 20 shooting. What did you see from Brown that was different from that 7-turnover mess we saw in Game 1?
Attack mode, Bobby. You know, from the very first opening minute, I feel like he was in attack mode, and he never let the Bucks defense settle in. You know, you talk about breaking things open. When you're able to knock down that mid-range shot, it just opens the floodgates, you know, especially against a defense like the Milwaukee Bucks. And I thought that it was contagious in a way, but obviously he got it off going, and it was like just give him the ball and get out of the way. Tatum started to get, find his groove. Grant Williams, man, I thought he was great in the first half as well. But it all started with Jaylen.
Started in between, that mid-range area we talked about. Could that be an area they take advantage of? And he said he wasn't looking for a spot, he was just hooping. And that's what he did. He went out, found his shots, took the ball, and got downhill aggressively. One thing I love that Brown said coming into this series is even though they're going to drop and take the paint away, you still got to try to take it back. And that's what he's been all year, as a guy who, when things get tight offensively, the defense is clamping up against them, he cracks that lid off the basket, and that's what he did there in the first.
He was just hooping, Bobby. I love that response, because what that tells me is that's just instincts. That's just muscle memory. That's just who he is as a player, and that's exactly what that's what pretty much takes over in the playoffs, right? I mean, teams strategize, teams can look at film and make adjustments based off of that, but when it comes to it, when the lights are on and you're on that stage, it's up to how you're going to react to certain things, right? It's like what we joked about a couple days ago when Tatum got that question about, five or six different thoughts cross your mind in the instant. He's like, you think I have that much time to go through that? That's a lot of thinking, was his exact response. And that's exactly what sort of is unrealistic in some of what we ask for these players, right? Or that we expect from these players. Yeah, quick reads. Like, we expect these players to just like stop time and just start to really, okay, should I do this? Should I do that? Oh, what's this guy doing? Like, you don't have enough
It's going to
time.
happen on the fly, and you see them do it.
And that was such a realistic response from Tatum. I'm glad he said that, because that's just not what takes over during playoff basketball.
And they've all reached that level to some degree. I thought Brown initiated a ton of good possessions, none bigger than that 5-6 pass possession. Everybody touched the ball. White, Horford, back to Tatum, down low to Horford to end it. And it reminded me a lot of that one that finished Game 1, the one that they won against the Nets there, where they just dive into these extended passing sequences where they get right down to the end of the shot clock. It's the opposite of Game 1, where they were shooting early in the shot clock, settling for jumpers. Instead, you're moving the Bucks defense around there, and you're getting a great open layup at the end of it. Here's what Brown said he saw on that play in terms of his review.
Jaylen, you had that possession, I think it was 6-7 passes, finished with Al at the rim there. You have a lot of possessions like that this year that are just so strung out, every guy touching the ball. You take me through, I think you were kind of at the point of attack on that possession, and what happened there?
I think it just started with them, kind of pressuring us. And last game, it bothered us a lot more. At times, it kind of bothered us in this game too, but I think we handled the pressure a lot better than we did the first game. So when that pressure comes, just being poised, being strong, and once you get to the paint, you just get it moving, keep them running around, and we found, a wide open basket. Sometimes passing up the open shot to get a great shot is what we kind of like to do. So we've been honing in on that, emphasizing that, and that was one of the possessions that I think that it shined through.
So playmaking, not always Brown's forte this year. 30 points on 11 to 20 is what you're looking at after this one, but the 6 assists and the ball movement he created off his own scoring, that's what he may want to see more from him this year. And Tatum did a better job developing that this year. I still see shades through all the turnovers and bumps on the road that Brown has went through, that he could be a playmaker one day.
Yeah, I mean, he's been through a lot this year. I just feel like he's been just trying to, balance the frustration of injuries with the progression of who he is with this team, you know, what his role is. And this is such a huge step in the right direction. I mean, not to say that, like, we were worried about Jaylen, but, I mean...
Game one was rough.
Yeah,
he was bad.
Right. You want to see him bounce back from that. You want to see how these guys bounce back from adversity. You know, that's something we talked about that this team that hasn't faced in quite a bit, you know, because they've been the second half of the regular season was so successful. And then
you may had a funny quip about how
sweep the Nets. And then,
how easy that first round was against the Nets. So it wasn't ready for the physicality. Or even a team
that's not great for a team, you know, like
even a team that's defensive minded.
Exactly. And this is all sort of. I don't want to say it's brand new, but this season, the way this other team has been playing, they haven't played like this before. So I'll say losing in the postseason was brand new for these guys. And to see them bounce back the way they did is very encouraging.
Definitely. Jaylen Brown, astounding performance. Celtics tie the series 1-1. We're brought to you by HelloFresh. Packages get right to your door, and you're cooking. Tacos, spaghetti with chicken, meatloaf. We all love the
tacos tomorrow.
Yep.
I might do that.
You can mix together some of the meats. I did that for the tacos yesterday. They have instructions, but you can always customize it yourself.
If you guys haven't noticed, we clearly picked the what was it? The meats.
The meats, yeah. They got veggie options.
They got other options, but clearly you could tell which one we picked. But it was really good.
Head to HelloFresh.com/playoff16. Josue said earlier, 16 wins for a championship. Playoffs
right.
16. HelloFresh.com/playoff16. That's 16 free meals, 3 free gifts, all at your doorstep. That's like a month's worth of food.
Win number 6 for the Celtics. So
and
for people out there, keeping count.
And if you see the time behind us, midnight, we got to go home and get that HelloFresh rolling. It's prepackaged, there's instructions. It's easy.
Absolutely.
So HelloFresh.com/playoff16. I'm Bobby Manning. He is Josue Pavon. Check out our practice coverage through the end of the week. 3 days off here. There'll be some sessions for the Celtics. We'll have the videos after on Celtics All Access as well as CLNS Media on YouTube. Then we're off to Milwaukee Saturday, 3:30 tip, Game 3. Josue, Sherrod, and I will all be out there for CLNS. And for CLNS Media, Celtics win 109-86, tie the series 1-1. We'll see you later in the week.